Hey everyone, it's Job. Let's get journaling. I feel like I haven't said that in a while, but it's good to be back. Today I have a good old-fashioned journal with me video. I know I was gonna do a copycat episode soon, but work has just been crazy. I'm just trying to, I guess, get ready to go back to Canada. I have basically a month left in Korea, so I've been packing and getting things sorted out with work and my apartment, but you probably don't want to hear that, so let's get journaling. So today we are creating a two-page spread and we are working in my Japan travel journal. I'm using a craft paper insert, and this is actually a half insert, so it has half the amount of pages that a regular insert has, and I'm loving it. I basically miss using craft paper. I used to use a craft paper insert all the time, but since I've hoarded so many random inserts, I'm just trying to get through them all. But since this is a travel journal, I thought I would treat myself and use an insert that I actually really want to use. So we are using a craft insert. I think in the future I'm gonna alternate between a grid insert and a craft insert because I really like the look of it, because sometimes the stark white page of a blank insert is just so intimidating. But yeah, I think I've talked about paper quality for too long. Let me tell you what's happening on the screen. So I pulled out this map. This is a Tokyo subway map, and I just tore it in half. Actually, no, I cut it in half, and I made it fit to the right page. And that's going to be an accent page. There's not going to be that much writing on that page. I'm just going to stick ephemera pieces on that right side of the page. And on the left side of the page, I am using a whole bunch of scrap pieces of paper. So I pulled out this little map piece of paper that has a brown color to it, and then I pulled out this little cityscape black and white paper that I ripped out of a Kinfolk magazine. I pulled out a tearaway calendar sheet, sorry, and this little Japanese scroll paper. I don't know what exactly it is, but I remember buying it at a market in Japan, and it looks like a really old piece of scroll paper because it doesn't tear like regular paper. You can tell that there is cotton in it. It's really hard to tear, but I thought it would mix in well with the spread since I was in Japan during that time. So I'm using a lot of Japanese influenced paper. I don't even know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm just pulling that out of my butt, but but you know what I mean. It feels weird just doing a single take voiceover. It's actually pretty refreshing. Anyways, I also pulled out this little sheet of, no, it's not a little sheet, it's a pretty thick piece of cardboard, and I think it says good times, good coffee, or something along those lines. It came with the packaging from, I don't know where I got it from. Oh, I went to a Midori meetup back in December of 2016, and that was part of the free giveaway package that Songjun created for us, for all of the attendees of that meetup. So I just cut it up. I thought that the message was really cool since that day, I think that was my first day to Tokyo. That's why I don't have that much ephemera pieces or anything cool to add to this spread, because I was basically in transit. That little green piece of paper is actually a ticket or a receipt from the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train. I took the bullet train on August 7th from from Kyoto to Tokyo. And yeah, that's probably the only ephemera piece, and that little business card that I got from my hostel. So for this trip, I stayed at a few hostels and a few hotels. I wanted to mix it up because it's actually really fun staying at hostels if you're traveling alone. I was traveling alone, and you meet a lot of cool people. I met a lot of cool, great people, a few Australians. It's weird, I always meet Australians when I'm traveling alone. Isn't that weird? Last time I was in Japan, I met two Australians. Totally forgot their name, but I think I have them on Facebook, but that's TMI. And yeah, it's really cool. Bunka Hostel, if you are looking for a great hostel experience, go check it out. It's in Asakusa. I can't pronounce that city or that area of Tokyo. I keep butchering it, but it's a great area. It's really near Sensoji Temple, and yeah, bunk hostel, super cool, very minimalist, very fancy looking for a hostel. Actually, a lot of families stay there because I think you can rent a room. I'm pretty sure you can rent a room in there. But yeah, I'm gonna only use those two pieces of ephemera along with that subway map. And now I pulled out this little, what is this? Oh, it's a label sticker. It's a brown craft label sticker, and I'm using my really cheap and inexpensive stamps, alphabet stamps, and I'm trying to stamp the word Tokyo. But the funny thing is that this stamp set is super cheap, and the K is actually the wrong side up, so every time I use that stamp I need to remember to flip it over so I stamp it the right way, but I forgot to do it in this case, so the K is a little inverted, but I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. Also, before I continue, I'm sorry about the microphone quality. I just stopped the recording halfway through and I listened to it and it sounds like crap. I think there's something wrong with my microphone, so hopefully I get that fixed for the next video, but hopefully you can bear with me and the crappy audio. But let's continue with what's happening on the screen. Did I rant about... No, what was I talking about? Basically, I finished recording the full voiceover for this and I totally forgot if I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. Okay, never mind. So I'm pasting or taping everything down with my trusty tape runner from Daiso. This is a fresh one. It's so nice to have one again because I was using glue for maybe like 3 weeks before I left for this trip, which was annoying because I love myself a tape runner. And I also glued down or taped down all the other pieces of ephemera on the left page, and I put down a piece of that yellow grid washi that I got from Itoya when I was in Japan. Basically, I've been trying to limit myself and use a certain colorway, well, not really, to use a few, I guess a few stationary pieces in all the spreads. So I guess I don't know if I'm making any sense, guys. I feel like I'm not. But basically, I want a cohesive travel journal, so I'm using the same supplies in almost all the spreads. So I use that yellow washi in a few other spreads, and I'm trying to use the same tones such as browns, oranges, and yellows for most of the journal. But sometimes I deviate from that theme, but oh well. It's still my travel journal. But yeah, I wanted to have a little bit more cohesion in the spread. And honestly, we're pretty much done, guys. I know, I feel like I should have added more things to this or made this a little bit more complex looking or added some sort of illustration to it. But when I was journaling during this time, I just really felt like collaging and putting a lot of pieces of paper down on the page. It wasn't really ready to paint or draw anything on this spread, but I used this Tokyo washi that I got from Traveler's Factory the first time I went to Japan, and I thought about using this map washi, but since we already have the Tokyo subway map on the right page, I thought it would just look a little too busy with all these maps going on. And honestly, I have so many pieces of paper already on the spread, so I'm gonna use this, I keep forgetting what the name of this, oh, the Mizuhiki knot stamp, and I stamped it with some brown ink, and we're pretty much done. I think I'm gonna add more washi tape because you know me, I love me some washi tape. I feel like there's not a lot of writing room in this spread, so I'll probably have to tip in another post-it or some other piece of paper into this spread to add some more writing space. I know I don't really use tip-ins in most of my journal spreads, but maybe I'll do a video about tipping things in because I know a lot of people do that and I don't do that, so maybe it's a good habit to start getting into. So I totally added more washis. I added this classic-y grid washi with the green lines, and I used this Daiso washi with the brown lines. So there's a grid theme going on here since I used 3 grid washis and I used that green classic-y washi. But we are done, folks. I feel like I cheated you all on this spread because it's so basic looking and I didn't do any cool techniques, or I didn't really teach you any cool new journaling hacks, but that's alright. Not every spread needs to be mind-blowingly cool and amazing. But I still think this looks pretty cool. It still captures my style. You all know I love torn edges and washi tape, and I did all of those things in this spread, so okay, it's not that bad. I think I'm just being hard on myself, and also I remade this end screen to use that coffee stirring clip, so we get the best of both worlds, because everyone said that they missed the coffee stirring clip. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with all your stationery obsessed friends. I'll see you all next time. Bye!